I have indeed found Saranrom Park. So I'm just going to go and check it out now. The Thais do a good park, so let's go and have a bit of a look and see if I can learn a little bit more about this magnificent park. Just imagining this area here during the time of King Rama V with visiting dignitaries, perhaps some ballroom dancing here or performances going on. Stopping by the gazebo just over here for some high tea. Very ornate things here in this park. Just picturing what it was like in its heyday. Of course, this is the place for the brass band. Brass band could sit up there and entertain while the royal family and the dignitaries enjoyed the park, enjoyed the king's private zoo. I wonder what animals he had here. And also the exotic plants that he collected from all over the world. This is very nice actually. It's lovely walking around here. It's also good imagining what it was like yesteryear. As I wander around this cool park and imagine what things are like in yesteryear, there's one thing I can't imagine. King Rama V had over 90 wives. I can't imagine what that would be like. I reckon there'd be some, like when I imagine that, there'd be some that I'd probably forget their names. I could just picture walking around the markets one day and bumping into somebody and saying, "You look familiar, do we know each other?" And she responds, "Yeah, I'm your wife." It's like, "Oh, that's right, that's where I knew you from." Now there is a monument here I'm just going to find, which was, from what I read, it's dedicated to one of his favourite, very close. Actually on a hot day it's quite refreshing. Yeah, somewhere around here is a monument to one of King Rama V's favourite. It says one of his favourite wives who passed away tragically. So I'm just going to find that and I'll tell you a little story about that one. There's an old pavilion here that looks really interesting. First of all, up on the rooftop, looks like a fantastic area for nighttime parties. But then down below, I'm trying to imagine what was inside there, and I've got two theories. It's either it's like a glass house, so some of the king's exotic plants were kept here. Well, the other theory was maybe this is where he kept some of his big cats. Maybe there were some tigers here. Or exotic animals from abroad. But it is a really fantastic old building. The windows are kind of falling off. Would actually be a good, not so much a Wes Anderson film, but I could imagine a horror film being filmed in here at night time. You know, somebody being stuck in here at night trying to escape, but the bars are on the windows. Maybe I should forget making these kind of mini documentaries. I think maybe I should start getting a bit more creative. Maybe some kind of a horror film or a Wes Anderson style film. Only problem is I don't really have the time and resources. So this marble monument here is a memorial to one of King Rama V's wives who tragically drowned. Now the story goes that not only did she drown, but her son also, the prince, drowned, but she was also pregnant at the time. So all three lives were lost in a boating accident. Now the laws at the time prevented any commoners from touching royals. So these deaths could have actually been prevented. Have the people had the assistants and the helpers been able to actually reach out and touch and save the Queen and her son. It's an excellent little park. I'd recommend anyone come and spend a bit some quiet time here. It's not very busy at all. It's really cool. The temperature's really cool, so Bangkok's normally really hot, but here, this park, with all the shade and the sprinklers going, it's really nice and cool. Really peaceful, really interesting stuff to look at, so I'm glad I visited. I've had enough though. It's time for me to explore the streets. I'm looking for some street art. Back in the ye old days, during the time of King Rama I, when this city, the capital, was first built, Krung Thep was, they had fortified walls, but then King Rama I had a lot of canals dug as well. Now this is on the eastern side of the Rathakosin area where the Grand Palace is and the Saranrom Palace. So this Klong here, this canal, was built as a protection. So on the western side, there's the Chao Phraya River to protect, and then this was built on the eastern side. And in addition to the canal, there was also some fortified walls, and there's a couple of significant towers dotted along this canal as well. We'll explore this area in a future video. And in case you're wondering, it does smell like a bit of a toilet here, but I'm not sure if it's the Klong or it's the tuk-tuk drivers where they come to shoot the rabbit. Yes, one more magnificent building. It's the Ministry of Defence here. Beautiful colour schemes. I love it. The greens and the yellows, that kind of orangey brick, browny orange brick. Another set for a Wes Anderson film. Just finished at the park. I'm now going to head south and look for some street art.